Yesterday's fire, which went on for hours, has been described as a hazmat situation as schools, businesses and homes were evacuated. Well, to look at this situation and how to deal with hazmat problems is Dr. Kirk Douglas, the Director of the Center for Biosecurity at the UWI Cayfield campus. Dr. Douglas, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, Pearson, and good morning to all listeners and viewers from around the world.
Thank you for joining us. What would have predicated yesterday's situation to be termed a hazmat situation?
Well, okay, let's go in first to the definition of what hazmat means. Hazmat means hazardous material, so it's just a shortened form for that. And a hazardous material is any material or substance that can be damaging to your health or to your well-being. And they're very diverse in terms of the types. So you can have, for instance, a corrosive material like acid that you would use, to clean your bathroom or to do whatever you may do with the acid, or a flammable material such as gasoline, or it could be, another flammable hydrocarbon, or even beauty products as well. So it is a wide range of chemicals and also materials that can be hazardous to your health.
And there are situations like those, one would have to no doubt know what was on the compound in order to be able to approach it in the appropriate way. So naturally, I suppose, then, because it was a warehouse, firemen would have known what would have been in there and therefore employed what needed to be employed.
Yes, and usually I think it is common practice for fire officers to approach every fire as though it is a hazmat fire, because they would not have prior knowledge of what might actually be in the fire. And I guess once they reach the site of the fire, they make their assessment, and then they can decide what type of fire it is. But I think that in terms of so there are 5 stages with respect to hazmat materials. So you have, for instance, the production. So places where these products are manufactured. Then you have, after you produce them, you have to transport them. So transportation is the second stage. Then the third stage is actually storage. So where you store them, for instance, in this case, the warehouse. So this is the third stage at which these hazardous materials would have been stored. And the other stages would have obviously been use and then disposal.
In our curiosity as average citizens, we'd move to the fire to see what's going on, but naturally there's a danger there. How should we, as average people, respond in situations like these?
I think if you see a fire, the common tendency is to gravitate towards it. However, I would advise against it, because what is really dangerous about these types of fires is really the smoke and not the actual fire. So there are the chemicals commonly referred to as VOCs, which means volatile organic chemicals. And these are volatile in terms of being light, and then they travel in the air and you can inhale them. And through smoke inhalation, then these chemicals can get into your body and make you very ill. And also, even if you're exposed for long enough, and also at a higher concentration, can actually result in death as well. So it is nothing to play around with. I would advise to try to get away, as far away from the smoke as possible and as quickly as possible.
Now the fire has been brought under some control. The curiosity is what it is, and so people might want to move into the area to see. Is there a danger in doing so in this hazmat situation?
Yes, there is, because even as the fire may still be smoldering, the concentration of the VOCs that I mentioned may still be at a very high level, and therefore pose a threat, in terms of human health. So whilst you may be curious, I would advise against it, because it's not the wisest thing to do. And we've had in the past previous hazmat fires. For instance, the McBride plant in Thornbury Hill. I remember as a younger person seeing that from my home, and that was also a danger as well. So the management in terms of the storage, the handling of hazardous materials is something that definitely has to increase in terms of awareness for persons. persons that are professionals, for instance, cosmetologists, persons who work with cosmetic products, beauty products, even hardware stores as well. So these are things that I think the fire service definitely works hard at, and there is an arm of government that has the remit for this, and this is the Environmental Protection Department, and their responsibility is in the larger oversight for hazardous materials on the island.
Dr. Douglas, we have to leave it there, but thank you so much for joining us on the Morning Report today. Dr. Kirk Douglas, the Director of the Center for Biosecurity at the UWI Cayfield campus. Coming up on the Morning Report, you're welcome, news from the G20 summit and the investigation findings into the stray bomb that struck Ukraine in the war, it struck Poland in the war in Ukraine. We're right back after this.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up.
Mornin Barbados will be coming to your parish live every Friday until November. Stay tuned from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. to see which parish we're in. Join us for it all.
Good morning, morning Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up, morning to you.
Come on, you family, make some noise. Are you ready?
Q in the Community is on every Thursday in a community near you.
Q in the Community is well and alive.
Come on down and, have a line with all of me. The more mature folk come to dance, to sing.
Scrape the bones smooth.
Q in the Community is your place to meet friends, to socialize, and just to be you.
Yes, come on down and take in the karaoke.
Whether you're coming from north, south, east, or west, we have a bus for you.
Q in the Community.
Stay tuned to Q100.7 FM to find out where we will be next, and follow us on Facebook.
Leaders of the group of 20 major economies have issued a declaration deploring in the strongest terms Russia's aggression against Ukraine. The final communique, approved on Wednesday after a two-day summit in Indonesia, said the majority of members strongly condemned the war in Ukraine, but noted there were other views.
Even in this idyllic setting, there's no reprieve from the crises these leaders face as they toured a mangrove forest in Denpasar, away from the formality of the G20 summit itself, a chance for reflection and quiet conversations on more pressing matters far from Bali.
And the moment when the world had come together at the G20 to urge de-escalation, Russia continues to has chosen to escalate in Ukraine while we're meeting.
Earlier, the US president called an emergency meeting after 2 people were killed in explosions in Poland overnight near the border with Ukraine. He was joined by leaders from Japan and NATO countries, a defense alliance which also includes Poland.
I'm going to make sure we figure out exactly what happened.
He also said preliminary findings suggested the missile was not fired from Russia. Even in the absence of the Russian president, the war in Ukraine has overshadowed the leaders' summit, taking focus away from issues on the official agenda like healthcare and renewable energy. The leaders' declaration issued at the end of the summit said most members strongly condemned the war in Ukraine and stressed it is causing immense human suffering, hurting growth, increasing inflation and heightening food shortages. It also called for the continuation of a deal set to expire this week, which allows grain blocked at Ukrainian ports by Russian ships to be exported. The issuing of a declaration in this context was hailed as an achievement for Indonesian diplomacy.
The communique that was released today is substantive, it's comprehensive, it's action-oriented, and it was by no means a short. And I think the President and his team deserve enormous praise for the leadership that they've demonstrated over the year, but especially over the past few days.
The host said goodbye to his high-profile visitors, perhaps relieved the summit was more successful than many had expected.
NATO's Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg says a deadly explosion in Poland was probably the result of Ukrainian anti-aircraft fire, but that Russia bears ultimate responsibility, since Moscow is behind the war. 2 people were killed in the blast on Tuesday in Poland's east near the border with Ukraine in an incident that fueled concerns of an escalation.
This missile's trajectory had the potential to affect the course of the conflict as a whole. The war in Ukraine seeming to spill over onto neighbouring territory, Polish territory, NATO territory.
I ran over to the window because it was pretty close, 100 meters. I saw this monstrous black cloud and a streak of terrible smoke.
On the other side of the world in Bali, leaders of the G7 and NATO nations convened an emergency meeting. A missile attack on one NATO country could trigger a collective response from the whole alliance. But afterwards, the US president remained cautious.
It's unlikely in the minds of the trajectory that it was fired from Russia. But we'll see. We'll see.
Photos of the missile debris in Poland suggest it was part of an S-300 air defense system, Soviet-made and used by both Russian and Ukrainian forces. Poland now says the missile was in fact fired by Ukrainian air defense. Poland's President Andrzej Duda describing what he called an unfortunate accident.
During the Russian multiple missile attack, there were maneuverable rockets flying in various directions. Probably some of these were flying in the vicinity of Polish territory and then turned to fly east. Ukrainian air defense was firing missiles in all directions, and there's a high chance that, unfortunately, one of those missiles fell on Polish territory.
And that Polish assessment later shared by NATO.
But let me be clear. This is not Ukraine's fault. Russia bears ultimate responsibility as it continues its illegal war against Ukraine.
Tuesday had seen one of the most intense Russian missile bombardments of the entire Ukraine war. Scores of missiles hitting multiple Ukrainian energy infrastructure targets, leaving entire towns and villages without power. Ukraine's air defences in turn launching dozens of their own missiles to try and shoot them down. Ukraine hasn't conceded that it fired the missile and has called instead for immediate access to the site where it fell on Polish soil. The government here in Kyiv keen to press its case that this war is not just a danger to Ukraine, but to wider Europe and NATO too. Moscow was quick to deny any involvement, and Russia had some support even from one NATO member.
I have to respect the statements made by Russia. It's significant for us that Russia says they have nothing to do with this.
In Brussels, NATO ambassadors will have discussed the threat posed by the war in Ukraine, with some alliance members calling for enhanced air defence along the Polish border. But it seems clear now that fears of a dramatic escalation were unfounded.
Coming up at 6:30 this morning, Morning Barbados, when we'll take a look at the campaign Think Before You Click. The Barbados Broadcasting Authority will join us to share some perspective on that effort. The big NIFCA 2022 drive-in movie night is upon us. We'll share more details about that as well. And tomorrow, Music in the Square. Who will be on stage at the Golden Square Freedom Park? We will also tell you when you join me at 6:30 this morning for Morning Barbados. This is the CBC Morning Report. We're right back after this.
Come on, Q family, make some noise. Are you ready?
Q in the Community is on every Thursday in a community near you.
Q in the Community is well and alive.
Come on down and, have a line with all of me. The more mature folk come to dance, to sing.
Keep the bones smooth.
Q in the Community is your place to meet friends, to socialize, and just to be you.
Yes, come on down and take in the karaoke.
Whether you're coming from north, south, east, or west, we have a bus for you.
Q in the community.
Stay tuned to Q100.7 FM to find out where we will be next and follow us on Facebook.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
Because you love English Premier League, MCTV has got it back. Now you can watch all the games of the English Premier League plus UEFA and NFL on MCTV. Current customers can upgrade to Max Pack Extra at just $23. Call MCTV today at 228-6288 to upgrade or come in and sign up for our new service. Football fans, let MCTV get you back in the game.
A legislative breakthrough is coming that will improve the lives of thousands of Barbadians. Minister of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs Kirk Humphrey says the Rights of People with Disabilities legislation will bring about social transformation as the process, with people empowerment as the outcome. He was speaking at a stakeholders meeting of the Law Reform Commission and the National Advisory Committee for Improving the Lives of People with Disabilities at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Centre.
In the next month, the most, but it's a start less than that, we will be able to bring child protection legislation that we have promised. That is almost finished and should be before the Cabinet hopefully next week, before the country a few weeks after. We also have made significant progress on the work for elderly. I know that we're now doing the drafting instructions on that legislation, also filling the gap that needs to be filled. And this particular piece of legislation that we will go through today, line by line, detail by detail, paragraph by paragraph, will allow us to complete what I think is a very important circle. So I'm extremely happy that we have been able to do all these things.
Minister Humphrey has been having numerous consultations to hear the concerns of the people.
We still struggle with being able to separate our facilities in the government with persons who have disabilities as children from persons who have disabilities as adults. And in the Nightingale complex, we have children and adults sharing the same facility because we just didn't have the space. So as we build out this legislation, our legislative architecture, we also have to build our physical infrastructure to be able to create better facilities for persons. But the most important work I think that we can do is the work that allows families to be able to better cope in an inclusive manner to be able to deliver on this promise. I also know we have in education tremendous distance to go, and I hope that we can also have that as part of the conversation.
Although Barbadians say they generally feel safe in their communities, more of them are fearful of being shot than being robbed, and more are installing security systems at their homes. These are some of the findings of the Public Opinion Survey on Crime, which were released during a webinar by the Criminal Justice Research and Planning Unit. Presenting the data, criminologist Kim Ramsey explained that 1,232 people participated in the study, which was conducted between October 2020 and February 2021 via the telephone.
Again, most people are not concerned about most crimes, but fear of crime is always an important predictor of citizen security in a country. Less than half of all respondents worried about crime happening to them, while most respondents indicated that they generally had no fear about crime happening to them. What was interesting is the concern among respondents about being shot, which is on the right side of the screen. At least 39% of those interviewed admitted to being worried about being shot, with at least 15% of our respondents frequently worrying about this crime happening to them. Similarly, 39% of respondents worried about their home being burgled when they were not at home, while 27% worried about their homes being burgled when they were at home. So burglary seems to be a cause of concern for respondents, which is a consistent finding when compared to 2008 research.
Well, mindful of these fears, Ms. Ramsey says participants shared their perspectives of the Barbados Police Service and the measures they've been using to protect themselves.
Now, the views regarding the police ability to protect them from a violent crime, persons from a violent crime, varied. A quarter of those surveyed indicated that they had a lot of confidence in the police's ability to protect them from violent crime. However, most persons had some confidence in the police's ability to protect them, while 16% had very little confidence. 13% did not have any confidence at all in the police able to protect them. But more than half, 55%, stated that they just avoided going certain places they would normally visit to reduce their likelihood of being a victim of crime. Others stated that they installed gates at their property, 40%. It's they informed with burglar bars, 30%. 31% said they kept the dog or installed a security system, 23%. 2% indicated they carried a gun for defense. This finding on the installation of residential security systems as a crime prevention measure has doubled from the 2008 findings and suggests to me that Barbadians are becoming more security conscious.
As Donald Trump announced his third run for the U.S. presidency, Democrats have been quick to remind their audiences of what they call failures of the Trump years, while many far-right Republicans rushed to endorse Trump, and some conservative news outlets and commentators warned the GOP against realigning with him.
The Republican Party was hoping that a red wave during midterm elections would solidify their standing in the 2024 presidential election. But many of the congressional candidates that Trump backed, including those in key states, lost in a stunning fashion. He's facing multiple investigations on different fronts. Congressional hearings are ongoing into Trump's involvement in the January 6 Capitol riots. Liz Cheney, a member of Congress who's on the investigating committee, says Trump is detached from reality.
It's also really important for people to look at what's happening and what he's doing, not just through a political lens, but through the basic facts of his total lack of fitness for office. He's unstable.
He's also being investigated for his efforts to overturn the 2020 election results and his handling of classified documents that were seized from his Mar-a-Lago estate. He also faces several criminal investigations involving his Trump Organization. All that didn't seem to deter Trump from standing in his resort in West Palm Beach, Florida, and proclaiming that he is the only candidate the Republicans should support. Despite the disunity within the Republican Party over whether or not to support Trump for president, he's still very popular with a lot of Republican voters. It's a base that other Republican candidates will definitely want to tap into. Ron DeSantis just won a landslide re-election as governor of Florida. He was once a Trump loyalist, but is now increasingly seen as Trump's biggest rival for the Republican nomination.
And Governor DeSantis is in violation of his oath of office, what he claims all the other people have done, such as with the buses still here in Palm Beach County where they make you wear a mask, that they're in violation. Well, so was he.
Trump's a wrecking ball in the system. I think that a lot of people agree that we can't trust the media anymore. I think that a lot of people agree that we can't trust the people in power anymore.
I love Trump because he is the very first president to acknowledge black people.
Also once an ardent supporter, his former Vice President Mike Pence, who had this to say when asked if Trump should be president again.
I think that's up to the American people. But I think we'll have better choices in the future.
Americans have 2 years to decide who they want to lead the country next. But will the fragile Republican Party be able to come together to back the same candidate? There are still millions of Americans who support Donald Trump and many others who want to see him go away.
Well, in sports now, Barbados Pride are out of the CG United Super 50 competition after losing a close and exciting semi-final to Trinidad and Tobago Red Force last night. Playing at the Viv Richards Stadium in Antigua, the Red Force batted first and made 312 for 6 of their 50 overs, led by skipper Nicholas Poran's 112 that included 5 fours and 8 sixes. Poran and Amir Jangu, who made 81, added 147th for the 4th wicket. For the Pride, who used 8 bowlers, Shamar Springer took 4 for 64, and Akeem Jordan 2 for 31.
Because you love English Premier League, MCTV has got it back. Now you can watch all the games of the English Premier League plus UEFA and NFL on MCTV. Current customers can upgrade to Max Pack Extra at just $23. Call MCTV today at 228-6288 to upgrade or come in and sign up for a new service. Football fans, let MCTV get you back in the game.
When disaster threatens, it is comforting to know there's a team working to deliver credible, comprehensive, and up-to-date information. A team that is committed to serving you. A team that will be there before, during, and after the disaster. That is Team CBC, here for you this hurricane season.
This week on the CBC Independent Film Festival.
This Star Beijing, we proudly present Light, Lenses, Lasting Impressions, a Ronnie Carrington retrospective.
Saturday from 9:03 p.m. So get your snacks and settle into a comfy chair for the CBC Independence Film Festival.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.tv. And together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think.
Well, in reply, the Pride were left on 302 for 8 of their 50 overs to lose by 10 runs. Roshan Primus did his part, ending not out on 130, inclusive of 10 fours and 9 sixes, but needing 17 from the final over bowled by Shannon Gabriel proved just out of the reach for Primus. Gabriel ended on 4 for 43. Today is the other semi-final, Jamaica Scorpions versus Ghana Harpy Eagles. That will be live on MCTV's 308 from 2 o'clock this afternoon. Here's a look now at forecast conditions as recorded earlier at the Met Office of the Grantley Adams International Airport. At the moment, Barbados 26.5 degrees Celsius under fair conditions with a slight haze. The humidity is 79% and the barometer reads 1012.2 millibars. Winds are coming from the east at 28 kilometers an hour. There is a low tide scheduled for 9 minutes after 5 this afternoon, a high tide at 26 minutes after 11, the next at 10 minutes to midnight. Heading to the sea today, moderate and open water, swells ranging from 1.5 to 2 meters and increasing. In the forecast for Barbados today, a mix of sunshine and clouds with a few brief scattered light to moderate showers. Barbados tonight's forecast, mix of clear skies and clouds with a few brief isolated light moderate showers. Here's a look now at some forecast conditions for some international cities. And that's it for today's edition of the CBC Morning Report. I'm Pearson Bowen. Morning Barbados starts now.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning.
Indeed, good morning to you. Welcome today, everyone. It's Thursday, the 17th of November, 2022. I'm Pearson Bowen, welcoming all of you everywhere. Thank you so much for joining us on our streams on YouTube, Facebook, and our website, cbc.bb. As always, we do encourage you to interact with each other, but interact with us as well. Now, coming up today, Thursday, songstress Dunamis will join us. She'll share some love. We'll introduce you to who she is and what she's offering. You can get this morning to know more about Oceans 2. What does the Oro restaurant have to offer? What does the spa have to offer? That idyllic location. Hear more about that in just a bit. Bajan sayings and meanings, know Barbados and win. A chance also to win a goodie bag from the Barbados Accreditation Council just ahead of the upcoming virtual expo. Our Hay ambassador this Thursday morning hails from Africa. He'll come to talk to us a little bit about his passions and his purpose. Will join us this morning on her passions and her interests as well. Music in the Square is on tomorrow, Friday, at Golden Square Freedom Park. Who's on stage and what will they be presenting? And what else will the NIFCA's activity in the square be able to produce for you? So listen up for that too. Coming up this weekend is that big movie night, the drive-in movie night hosted by the National Cultural Foundation. We will be telling you this morning, hopefully, which films you will see and how you could be a part of it as well. Let's get started this morning, however, by looking at the campaign now held and hosted by the Barbados Broadcasting Authority. To talk to us a little bit about it, Think Before You Click is the chairman of the Barbados Broadcasting Authority. There she is, Dr. Alison Leacock. And with her is the chair of the Public Relations and Education Subcommittee, Mr. Peter Boyce. Good morning, both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Pearson.
Thank you so much for joining us. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on Morning Barbados. Dr. Leacock, I'll start with you. When we think of the Barbados Broadcasting Authority, we thought of traditional media, radio, television, that was your remit. So then you think of this social media aspect, and one asks, is that your remit? Could you explain for us?
Well, it's not yet our remit based on the legislation, but we are in a digital age, and we can all see that newspapers are now broadcasting, as are telecoms entities. So there is a digital environment in which we now operate. Our legislation is to be updated so that we can, in fact, address a number of the digital networks and the implications in terms of broadcasting. But far more broadly, there is a convergence of technologies within the environment in which the BBA now operates. And we felt that it was important to be aware of that and to probably educate people rather than over-regulating, because that is one of the challenges and one of the, I think, drawbacks of a number of regulators around the world. We are challenged by this burgeoning social media platform. And therefore, the BBA has sought to teach public education as the first step in giving all Barbadians the tools to detect what is safe and what isn't.
And part of that effort now, because we're seeing a lot more recently of people just being reckless in what they share. And so you've started this campaign, Think Before You Click. What is that about?
Well, I'd love Peter, who really drove this campaign, to talk more about the details of it. But our intent is really to give people more information and urge them to just pause a moment. If we were to walk in other people's shoes, we have a sense of what they're going through. So the kind of nonchalant attitude that we all have when it comes to sharing a message that we just received on WhatsApp without pausing to think about, is this true? And will this impact somebody's life? And we think that nudging people to just think before they click is an important step in the direction of providing those tools of judgment
and so,
in the context of social media.
And so, Peter, just since you've been invoked, jump right in. Tell us a little bit about the passion, the purpose behind the Think Before You Click campaign.
Yes, the Think Before You Click campaign, just as Chair Allison said, it is intended to ensure and request that people think before they click when they post things on social media. And we are not attempting to infringe on people's rights. We are not saying that you should not have the right to freedom of expression, or if you went somewhere and service was bad and you wanted to complain about that. It's not an attempt for the government to infringe on your right to freedom of expression. What it is that we're saying is that when it is that you're going to click, you should think before you click to make sure that it's not something that's going to be nefarious, something that's not going to be malicious. Think about what you are going to do, what your content is going to do before you send it out, so it would not be offensive. So what we've done is that we have this campaign. The performer is Ayana John, a very talented performer. You get an audio and a video presentation from her that's just fantastic. The lyrics are by Rico Vibes, Red Vibes, and it was recorded, and the recording was produced and recorded by Darren Grant of On the Ground Studios. The video was edited and produced by the Barbados Government Information Service. And we have a very catchy song. The objective is that we wanted to reach as much of the demographics in terms of age. We wanted to make sure that it had multi-generational reach, and that is why we produced this video. And I think that the Government Information Service did a fantastic job. We also have posters that are being designed by one of our members of the BBA PR subcommittee, Nisha Bradshaw, and also other members as well. So this is going to be supported by a poster. You're going to see posters on social media. So this is the objective. Think before you click. And we also see the damage that malicious information can do when it is released on social media. So that's what we are encouraging all of Barbados to do. Think before you click when you're on social media.
Mapping of one's values and core values as well. I know, Dr. Allison, that is also part of your passion. To be able to not to get into people's heads, but to provide enough information that you begin to really use the brain matter in such a way that you become responsible for what you do.
Absolutely. I think there is so much available to us now online. Wearing my other hat at the National Transformation Initiative, we have thousands of courses that we encourage people to take. And those courses do include what to spot when you log on, what to be aware of, what are some of the signs that it is fake news. We have deep fakes, which really have a deleterious effect on our communities. And we have, as an individual in society, not to think that it is the responsibility only of the BBA or only of broadcast entities, but that each of us individually has a responsibility. And our behaviors have an impact on others. The reality is we do have, at the same time, we're encouraging people to become more digitally literate, more DQ. Then we also need to recognize that people have an opportunity to use those tools for good, to use those tools in a way that will allow us to be cutting edge, interact with the rest of the world, but be mindful of the traps that we can fall into. The idea that there is all freedom. We are all active citizens, but we also need to be responsible citizens. So with rights come responsibilities. And what we're trying to do is remind people about those responsibilities so that they recognize that there is a balance that each of us can engage in as citizens so that we understand the impact of what we're putting on social media.
Peter, this is one method by which you're doing so, through the video, the PSAs on radio and television, to remind people to think before they click. You said to me there are going to be some posters that will be no doubt everywhere so that folks can really, it's constantly reinforced, because to change a habit requires that kind of reinforcement. What else is the Broadcasting Authority, from your education committee, subcommittee point of view, needs to be done so that we get into the minds not just of the young people but adults, because there are some reckless adults as well, to be able to change the behavior that we're seeing that we want to change?
Well, there are going to be many more attempts that you're going to be seeing in order to reinforce the video, which we are releasing. What we're doing for the time being is that we are focusing on getting the video on the social media platforms, on Instagram, on YouTube, and also on TikTok, because we know that those are the platforms where you find that malicious information definitely continues to be dominant. So we're focusing on those platforms, and at the same time we're using traditional media to get the message out there. We're using CBC radio, we are on CBC television, so we're trying as much as possible to get the message out there through reinforcement of the particular campaign, think before you click. So there are plans that when we complete this campaign that there will be further efforts, or for the time being that's what we're focusing on, and we are looking forward to really encouraging Barbadians to, as Chairman Allison said, to be responsible and to be careful what it is. And I'm a person who operates on social media too as well. As you might know, I operate Bajan Puppets and Alfonso. So I would not be involved in a campaign to infringe on people's freedom to speak. So that is why it is important to emphasize that. It is just that you must think before you click in terms of information that might be damaging to a person. A few years ago, I was involved in I was out swimming, and while I was out swimming, I actually came across a person who had passed away, who had drowned, and I did not post the picture of the body on Facebook. And then it turned out that the person who had been looking for that particular family member who had been missing, and they had reached out to my Facebook page to say that that person that I had found, it turned out the body that I had found was the body of their family member. And I was so glad that I was not insensitive to have taken the picture and posted it on my page so that they would have discovered that. And that is what it is that we're looking at. You need to emphasize with persons, because it might be your family member. You would not want your family member sent around like that. And that's why when you listen to the lyrics emphasize that it is not an infringement of your political rights, your right to speak out and freedom. It is simply that you stop and you be responsible and not be sending around false information. So that's what the BBA definitely is looking to emphasize to the Barbadian public.
Before you click, and Dr. Leacock, come right back, put that hat back on again, because I know part of the Barbados Transformation Initiative is to raise up star Barbadians who become responsible citizens of this fair land of ours.
Absolutely. I mean, we have the citizenship course that emphasizes that, how we can be active citizens, our approach to communication, and it aligns very well with the BBA's goals. We do recognize that as the BBA, a role of regulation is changing. The International Institute of Communications just concluded its annual conference, its International Regulators Forum, its Small Nations Regulators Forum. And throughout those discussions emerged the challenge for regulators across the region and across the world in trying to put the genie back into the bottle. That's not going to happen. Certainly from my perspective, the better approach, rather than over-regulating, is indeed to give people the education, give them the tools that will empower them to make informed decisions. We think that we want to move to a much wider educational approach. We want to use all of the communication platforms available to us and really allow every citizen to be mindful of what is fake and what is real, and to utilize all of the reliable and responsible media entities to verify and validate information. You know, it doesn't take a lot to criticize. It does take a lot more to make a conscious decision to make a positive difference, because that requires some effort. And therefore, we think that the positive reinforcement of how we can approach many of the challenges that exist, we are not at all unmindful that this is something, digital networks are mushrooming everywhere. And we have seen the changes in Twitter in the twinkling of an eye. This is the kind of dramatic transformation that can happen right here in Barbados if we're gullible and if we don't have the tools to be able to manage our own information and ensure that the platforms that we are attracted to are used for our good as a small island developing state, so that we understand the implications for our citizenship as well as for our cultural reality, so that we take control of our trajectory as a nation.
Well put indeed. And so that tells us all, folks, responsibility is truly ours. As we mature, we have to be a whole lot more responsible in what we do. So think before we click. I want to thank both of you for joining us this morning. And I'm not wishing you success on the whole campaign alone. I think we all have a responsibility to join in the success of this campaign and to begin to turn the corner to be a lot more responsible in what we do, to think before we actually click. And I can't say that enough. Thank you so much, Dr. Alison Leacock, Chairman of the Barbados Broadcasting Authority, and Mr. Peter Boyce, who is the Chairman of the Public Relations and Education Subcommittee of the Barbados Broadcasting Authority. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us, Pearson, and we look forward to seeing it many times.
I hope so too. Thank you very, very much indeed.
Okay, thank you, Pearson.
Yes, please, you're welcome. As we head to break, I want you to take a look at the Think Before You Click PSA. This is what you will see and this is what you will hear. And every time it does play, we want you to stop to think before you click.
Send news to your phone. Check the source or leave it alone. Cause people creating fake news to deceive you and confuse. Alright, yo, accident broadcast on WhatsApp. Check yourself, don't forward that. Have respect for the victim's family. You would not share family like that. Think before you click. Agents, think before you click. Don't forget now. Before you spread wrong information. Think before you click. Just stop and think before you click. Think before you click. If you can't confirm the source of the information, think before you click. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up.
Morning Barbados will be coming to your parish live every Friday until November. Stay tuned from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. to see which parish we're in. Join us for it all.
Good morning, morning Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up, morning to you.
Come on, you family, make some noise. Are you ready?
Q in the Community is on every Thursday in a community near you.
Q in the Community is well and alive.
Come on down and, have a line with all of me. The more mature folk come to dance, to sing.
Keep the bones smooth.
Q in the Community is your place to meet friends, to socialize, and just to be you.
Yes, come on down and take in the karaoke.
Whether you're coming from north, south, east, or west, we have a bus for you.
Q in the Community.
Stay tuned to Q100.7 FM to find out where we will be next. And follow us on Facebook. Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
I've been broken, I've been hurt, I've been beat down. I've been lied to and I walked with my head down. I've been blamed on, belittled and spat on. but I still seek your face. Outcast, ignored, heartbroken. Word curses wrestle with my boldness. Too outspoken, too posh, too poor, but I still seek your face. For a love that is steadfast, you give from your heart. A love from beginning, you set me apart. The agape love of Jesus, you cast out all fear. Yes, that love of Jesus. I've been hired upon.
You hear her before you see her. That's her first release. It's called That Love. She speaks of the agape love of Jesus. Her passion is to minister the good news. Her name is songstress Dunamis. That's her stage name. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How does it feel to have your first single, That Love?
It feels awesome to be able to just be out there and minister to the hearts of people. It feels great, actually. Can't believe it.
You can't believe it. Believe it. It's happening indeed. What's the reason behind the song?
Well, it's to encourage people that the agape love of Jesus conquers all, even in the struggles, even in the midst of things. The agape love of Jesus does it all.
Yeah, but
it does it.
Yeah, it does it all. But there was something that motivated you to do this song. What was happening that caused you to think, I need to talk about this, I need to sing about this, that love?
Let me think about it for a second. Well, I don't have to think about it. I was going through a really tough time, and to see like people around me going through struggles as well, I wanted the song to be relatable and not just speak to my heart, but speak to the hearts of others. Like, although I'm struggling, I also looked at other people. It's like, I used to do spoken word before I really started singing, so I always used to say I would be the mouthpiece for people. And to actually be able to do that through song as well is actually inspiring to me. I don't know about anyone else, but it's inspiring to me. And that's why I did it, because even though I was going through a tough time, I wanted it to be like a comfort to other people that are also going through tough times. Like, I have a complex where I don't like to see people struggle, so if there's anything that I can help to do to help them through their struggles, it'd be a lot easier to just sing it or explain it or whatever I can do to comfort people. That's what my song is about. So my song is about encouraging people that no matter what happens in your life, that the love of Jesus conquers all. That you could just turn to God, turn to Jesus at the end of the day, even if it's the worst heartbreak, even if it's because you've been fired from your job, even if it's because you've been misused or abused. It's all about the love of Jesus that comforts you.
Wow, what a powerful, powerful testimony indeed. And so you've seen your own transformation, and you want to share that with others as well, that the love of God can sustain you. And so being able now to sustain your ministry through song, what is your plan now that the song is out and everyone now knows how beautiful it truly is? What's your plan going forward?
My plan going forward is to continue making music that inspires people, to be quite honest. I'd like to release a whole album of just inspirational songs that ministers and speaks to people's hearts. It'd just be absolutely amazing to share my testimony with the world. And you know, people like write down vision boards and what's not. This was actually on my vision board. And there's like 5 things that I have marked off. Yes, it's actually a very interesting experience. Someone actually prophesied this over my life first.
Wow.
And then it started to happen. I'm so sorry. And then it started to happen. So Prophet Janelle Brown from Prophetic Movement Ministry actually spoke into my life. He said, you're going to be a songstress. And at that time I was like, who? Not me. But you know, the believer in me, as soon as I got home, I wrote it down. And I was like, I needed a name for myself. So I wanted to inspire people not only by the things that I sing, but by my name as well. I always say that I'd rather have a mouthful of purpose or a mouthful of something with purposeful intent than a mouthful of ignorance. So I looked for something that was powerful, something that spoke about God, and songstress meaning female singer, and then dunamis meaning power. So it's female singer in power. I'm just letting people know that I serve a God, an all-powerful God. I'm serving under Him. That's basically it.
You follow on so beautifully from our previous interview, Think Before You Click, where you're using your platform for things that are positive, which is super. Now, does it scare you or does it empower you to know that everything that someone else prophesied about you is coming true? Does that bother you?
It doesn't bother me. You know, as a young child growing up, you always hear like God controls the world. God knows everything. So it's not scary to me. It's just confirmation that God knows everything. And God, like, I don't really know how to put it in words, but if he sees it before it happens, if someone speaks it, it's not very surprising to me if they were under God. It's just confirmation that they're working under God. The Bible says to test every spirit. So it's just a confirmation to me. It's not very scary. It's actually exciting.
I'm so glad that you've said it that way, because I would love for other young people this morning to look at you, your young face on TV, saying it's actually quite exciting to have that journey with God and not see it as a chore, not see it as something that they need to do when they get older, but you can actually use your youth in the kinds of way that you're using yours, which is to continue to minister God, to make things positive for others as you go. And so the song, That Love, you are an independent songwriter, and in terms of getting the production together, how challenging or easy was it?
It was not challenging at all. Let me tell you why. My producer, extremely patient. I'm someone that gets anxious very fast when I don't see things moving, and I could be a little aggressive when it comes to things that I want. So I actually go after what I want very passionately. So there are times where it was like, it's not coming together. He'd be like, it's fine. It's fine. So shout out to my producer, Adriel, coming back for being patient with me. So it's been an easy process thanks to him, honestly.
That's fantastic. So the song is available, as I saw there on the graphic, at the moment. We can explore it and feel it and enjoy it while we listen on YouTube. And I suppose that soon you'll have this available for downloads somewhere?
Yes, please. It should be available for downloads as soon as possible after I get through all the technical issues on other streaming platforms. So I want to put it on Instagram. I want you to have it on, Spotify, the normal platforms, iTunes, everywhere.
Nice word, everywhere indeed. Songstress Dunamis, a powerful name indeed, with a powerful ministry, and you're still so young. That means that the future is well ahead of you to do so much more. And so as you continue to work on your entire album, how far along the way are you now in getting it all together? How many songs do you have?
I am a writer by nature. I have 15 songs just in my phone sitting down. It's just now to actually produce them and get them out there. Probably more than 15. It's natural to me.
We are with you. We are with you. And naturally, there's an outlet right here at the CBC. We have a 100% local station. We don't just play, as old people say, banja. We also play gospel music. We have it right here, all in one spot, one station. So feel free to share your music with us. We can share it with the rest of the world as well. Songstress Dunamis, pleasure meeting you this morning. What a charming young lady you truly are. You're doing positive things, and we want to continue to support you with all of your positivity. And so we want to encourage everyone viewing this morning to go on to YouTube right now and look for Songstress Dunamis. The song is called That Love. It's available soon for download, for purchase, and we can't wait to see the rest of how God continues to use your talent here in this space. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Pearson.
You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome indeed. What a lovely soul, eh? We're going to take a break. We're coming back with the news in just a moment.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
Because you love English Premier League, MCTV has got it back. Now you can watch all the games of the English Premier League plus UEFA and NFL on MCTV. Current customers can upgrade to Max Pack Extra at just $23. Call MCTV today at 228-6288 to upgrade or come in and sign up for our new service. Football fans, let MCTV get you back in the game.
When disaster threatens, it is comforting to know there's a team working to deliver credible, comprehensive, and up-to-date information. A team that is committed to serving you. A team that will be there before, during, and after the disaster. That is Team CBC, here for you this hurricane season.
This week on the CBC Independent Film Festival.
This Star Bajan, we proudly present Light, Lenses, Lasting Impressions, a Ronnie Carrington retrospective.
Saturday from 9:03 p.m. So get your snacks and settle into a comfy chair for the CBC Independence Film Festival.
Think before you click, Bajan, think before you click. Don't forget now, before you spread wrong. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
2 minutes after 7 o'clock in the news now, a legislative breakthrough is coming that will improve the lives of thousands of Barbadians. Minister of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs Kirk Humphrey says the Rights of People with Disabilities legislation will bring about social transformation as the process, with people empowerment as the outcome. He was speaking at a stakeholders meeting of the Law Reform Commission and the National Advisory Committee for Improving the Lives of People with Disabilities at the Lloyd Erskine Sanderford Centre.
In the next month, the most, but it's a start less than that, we will be able to bring the child protection legislation that we had promised. That is almost finished and it should be before the Cabinet hopefully next week, before the country a few weeks after. We also have made significant progress on the work for elderly. I know that we're now doing the drafting instructions on that legislation, also filling the gap that needs to be filled. And this particular piece of legislation that we will go through today, line by line, detail by detail, paragraph by paragraph, will allow us to complete what I think is a very important circle. So I'm extremely happy that we have been able to do all these things.
Minister Humphrey has been having numerous consultations to hear the concerns of the people.
We still struggle with being able to separate our facilities in the government with persons who have disabilities as children from persons who have disabilities as adults. And in the Nightingale complex, we have children and adults sharing the same facility because we just didn't have the space. So as we build out this legislation or legislative architecture, we also have to build our physical infrastructure to be able to create better facilities for persons. But the most important work I think that we can do is the work that allows families to be able to better cope in an inclusive manner to be able to deliver on this promise. I also know we have in education tremendous distance to go, and I hope that we can also have that as part of the conversation.
Although Barbadians say they feel generally safe in their communities, more of them are fearful of being shot than being robbed, and more are installing security systems at their homes. These are some of the findings of the Public Opinion Survey on Crime, which was released during a webinar by the Criminal Justice Research and Planning Unit. Presenting the data, criminologist Kim Ramsey explained that 1,232 people participated in that survey, which was conducted between October 2020 and February 2021 via the telephone.
Again, most people are not concerned about most crimes, but fear of crime is always an important predictor of citizen security in a country. Less than half of all respondents worried about crime happening to them. While most respondents indicated that they generally had no fear about crime happening to them, what was interesting is the concern among respondents about being shot, which is on the right side of the screen. At least 39% of those interviewed admitted to being worried about being shot, with at least 15% of all respondents frequently worrying about this crime happening to them. Similarly, 39% of respondents worried about their home being burgled when they were not at home, while 27% worried about their homes being burgled when they were at home. So burglary seems to be a cause of concern for respondents, which is a consistent finding when compared to 2008 research.
And mindful of these fears, Ms. Ramsey says participants shared their perceptions of the Barbados Police Service and the measures they've been using to protect themselves.
Now, the views regarding the police ability to protect them from a violent crime, persons from a violent crime, varied. A quarter of those surveyed indicated that they had a lot of confidence in the police's ability to protect them from violent crime. However, most persons had some confidence in the police's ability to protect them, while 16% had very little confidence. 13% did not have any confidence at all in the police able to protect them. But more than half, 55%, stated that they just avoided going certain places they would normally visit to reduce their likelihood of being a victim of crime. Others stated that they installed gates at their property, 40%. It's they informed with burglar bars, 30%. 31% said they kept the dog or installed a security system, 23%. 2% indicated they carried a gun for defense. This finding on the installation of residential security systems as a crime prevention measure has doubled from the 2008 findings and suggests to me that Barbadians are becoming more security conscious.
And that's our news until now. More news right here on CBC TV8 at 12 noon in the CBC News Day. Morning Barbados continues in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Think before you click. Pigeons, think before you click. Don't forget now. Before you spread wrong information. Think before you click. Just stop and think. Think before you click. BBS. Think before you click. If you can't confirm the source of the information, think before you click. When friends send news to your phone, check the source or leave it alone. Cause people creating fake news to deceive you and confuse. Alright yo, accident broadcast on WhatsApp. Check yourself, don't forward that. Have respect for the victim's family. You would not share family like that. Think before you click. Pigeons, think before you click. Don't forget now. Before you spread wrong information, think before you click. Just stop and think. Think before you click. Think before you click. If you can't confirm the source of the information, think before you click.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. to you.
It is now 10 minutes after 7 o'clock. I know you're asking, but Pearson, you tell us we all going tomorrow? Well, I'll tell you now. Don't you panic. We're going to the parish of St. Philip tomorrow, Friday morning. Bright and early, get up and let's enjoy all things beautiful from the parish of St. Philip tomorrow morning. I love Fridays. I love it when we're out and about meeting you. And so we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow morning from St. Philip. So up early o'clock and let's hear what St. Philip has to offer. Remember, coming up this weekend is the Spirit of the Nation show. And so the parish ambassadors from St. Philip will be able to showcase everything and why you should lend them your support as well in Saturday's show at the Wilde Gymnasium. But right now it's time to know Barbados and win. That means it's time for you to give me a call on 228-5562 or 228-5563. I'll share with you an image on your screen and then you give me a call, 228-5562, 228-5563. Answer it correctly. Your name will go into the weekend's draw. We're going to make a draw on Monday to award someone with a lovely prize. Big thank you today to our partners in this: Purity Bakeries, the Barbados Beach Club, Seabreeze House, Aqua Spa, Oro Restaurant, Ross Trevor Hotel, Golden Sands Hotel, and Divi Southwinds Beach Resort. So all of them partnering with us indeed to make your life a whole lot easier indeed. So what is today's picture? Take a look and let's see if you know this. Where in Barbados is this? Oh boy, don't let me hang you out on the cross today. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Where in Barbados is this? Where in Barbados is this? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Get on the phone right now and give me a call. Have you ever seen this before anywhere at all? Not in the Bible, not on TV. This is in Barbados. 228-5562, 228-5563. Where is this? Come on, show me how well you know Barbados. And if you know it so well and you're answering correctly, then you could win. You'd win yourself an opportunity for that big weekly draw. And hey, we're heading almost to the end of the promotion, so do get cracking right now. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Have you seen this before? And you're scratching your head, trying to figure out the plot thickens. Because somewhere in the cobwebs of your mind, you're thinking, I've seen it before. I think I know where that is. I know the beachfront. So do you. 228-5562 or 63. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Oh, I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. What's your first name and the parish you're watching from?
Jalisha, and I'm from St. Michael.
Jalisha of St. Michael. Jalisha, where exactly in St. Michael are you?
Warren.
Say it again?
Warren.
Warrens?
Yes, please.
Okay, you're in Warrens in St. Michael. All right, Jalisha, have you gotten a chance to travel around our island and explore the different sites? Do you think you really know Barbados well?
I think so. I have hiked here, but I don't know if I have the right location.
Really? You do hiking? You
yes,
hike?
I do. Yeah.
Do you hike every weekend?
Every Sunday with the Barbados National Trust.
Ah, why have you taken up that hiking?
It's something that I love, and Barbados is beautiful.
Yeah, Barbados sweet for real. So where are some of the places you've hiked?
Hike at St. Andrew. Let me see. All over.
All over. No
yes,
problem.
please.
Here, I try to throw you off. Where is this?
I think it is Bath, St. John.
You think so?
Yes, I do.
When was the last time you made a trek through Bath, St. John?
Last month. I know it's in St. John.
You've seen the three crosses somewhere before in Barbados?
Yes, I did. It's in St. John.
On the hill far away?
On that hill, yes.
Stood an old rugged cross?
Yes.
You don't even know the song. But you believe it is at Bath, St. John?
Yes, I do.
And you think I should tell you that you're right?
I don't want to hear you buzzer. That's one thing.
You don't want to hear the buzzer? Well, you're going to hear the buzzer.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, indeed. That's the same God, one God we serve, girl. Thank you so much for trying, okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Have a good day. She's a good sport. 228-5562 or or 228-5563. Where is this? Call me now and tell me. She thinks it's somewhere where she's trekked before as she hiked. Have you been on this path before? And if you have you seen this? Have you seen the 3 crosses? And if you have, where were you? When were you there? What were you doing there? Just kidding. So 228-5562 or 228-5563. Call me and tell me, where in Barbados is this? I know you're still trying to figure this out, aren't you? You truly are. Because the first time I saw it, I thought, but I've never seen this before. But now they told me the answer. Maybe I have. I just don't remember. But have you seen this before? 228-5562 or 228-5563. The image is right there on your screen. It's up to you to figure this out, you know. You get a chance, by the way, to win some really good prizes. We want to thank our partners in all of this. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So, what's your first name and where are you watching from?
My name is Cheryl. I'm watching from Christchurch.
Cheryl of Christchurch. Cheryl, where exactly in Christchurch are you?
In Hastings. I have to enjoy my anniversary.
You're at Hastings at the hotel?
Yes, please.
Cheryl, it's your anniversary. What anniversary is this? The 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th?
9 years.
9 years you've been married to that man?
Yes.
And you still love him like yesterday, right?
9 years you've been married to that man? Yes, please.
Cheryl, turn on the TV a little bit for me because it's going to confuse you, okay?
Yes, please.
I can hear, it's confusing me. I hear myself coming back. So, Cheryl, apart from having the hotel stay for the anniversary, what other plans do you have to celebrate the 9th anniversary?
I go and to some girlfriends of mine.
Mm-hmm. That's today?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have any idea where they're taking you?
No, we go together.
Oh, I know, but you don't know where you're going?
You know, pardon me?
Do you know where you're going today?
Well, I'm going to queue today.
Girl, I applaud you. That is an excellent decision, you and your girlfriends. You're going to queue in the community today. That is a great idea. And so I know the anniversary will be even more special from queue in the community today. So tell me, do you think you know where this is?
House St. John.
You're asking me or you're telling me?
I'm telling you, Pearson.
You can't be telling me. Tell me why you...
House St. John.
So why would you believe this is House St. John?
I passed here sometime driving with some friends.
Okay. And you believe that the last time you passed there, you saw these 3 crosses, and you believe they're still there?
Well, that's it. Then I know.
All right, listen. House St. John, you know what? We'll take that from you. You're absolutely right. Look at this. On your anniversary, you're winning. I like you. I like you. I like you. You sound as though you're going to be up to mischief today. Whatever you choose to do today, behave yourself, eh?
Yes, please.
Stay on the phone. Don't put down at all. We're going to take some more details from her. She is celebrating her 9th wedding anniversary today. She's having her moment with her hubby at a hotel somewhere on the south coast, but she is watching Mornin Barbados. So that's a great way to start your to start your anniversary celebrations. Watching us, we thank you so very much indeed. Congratulations to her. Her name goes in now to the weekly draw. I wish her well, and I hope she wins. She could win something thanks to our partners from Purity Bakeries, Barbados Beach Club, Seabreeze House. You can also get something from Aqua Spa, Oro Restaurant, Ross Trevor Hotel, Golden Sands Hotel, and just joining us now, Divi's South Winds Beach Hotel as well. Thank you to our partners in this promotion, Know Barbados and Win. We'll take a break right here. We're coming back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted? Email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up.
Morning Barbados will be coming to your parish live every Friday until November.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
21 minutes now after 7 o'clock. Annette Nias, our film commissioner, she's working with the National Cultural Foundation, is joining us now. Annette, good morning.
Good morning. Morning,
Annette,
Barbados.
Good to see you again. There's a question which my production crew is pondering. Why did the stationery store move? Annette, your face was priceless. Your reaction was priceless. I love it. I love it indeed.
I stationery.
Correct. It's a stationery store.
Stationery.
I love it indeed. So here we are now, Annette. We are just moments away from the big drive-in movie night, all part of NIFCA. Are you ready?
Absolutely, and I'm really pleased because we have very few passes, vehicle passes left for the event. So I'm looking at a full house of cars.
It is going to be a bumper turnout indeed. And by the way, for those of you who want to have your vehicle pass and get it already, you go to the website ncf.bb today and register fast. There's going to be a full house.
Correction.
Yes,
They must collect the pass from the NCF headquarters. It's a physical collection.
I got you now. So go to the NCF. Now there are two showings. I see. No, the doors open at 5, and there's one showing at 6 in the evening.
There's one show this year. One show at 6. We open doors at 5. That's a kind of metaphorical thing because there's no doors, but there'll be someone there to receive you. But the exciting aspect of this, Pearson, is that these are all NIFCA entries from this year. New work by Barbadians. That's the exciting aspect of it. We had a film challenge, and it was subscribed by about 12 sets of filmmakers, 12 teams. 8 films managed to make the finish mark because to do a 7-day challenge is not easy.
Yes.
So we really celebrating the work of these mostly young filmmakers, and the judges and I are pleased with the offerings this year.
And when Annette says she's pleased, it is well pleasing indeed. And so the challenge was, I know a number of things. There was a $50 note to make a film on a $50 note, and 2 other things.
So there, when you do a challenge, you give a number of surprise elements so that a person doesn't pick a film off a shelf and bring it. Okay. So this year, they had to use a doorway as one of their locations. One of their props had to be a $50 bill. One character had to be an old woman, and the theme had to be becoming a republic. And to me the exciting aspect is it takes on these subjects. It's just amazing creativity.
Well, this is all right here in Barbados. It's on this weekend. It's on. Remind people of the date and the times again.
19th November, coming Saturday, day after tomorrow.
Right.
So you collect your vehicle pass from the National Cultural Foundation. Also must emphasize that we'll be doing FM transmission to your car. So if you don't have a radio, just get another car. And
easy so, just get another car.
But it's important to say beforehand because sometimes people have choices. So,
yes. And you have some special popcorn on sale, so you have the true drive-in movie experience.
We have gourmet popcorn on sale, and bartenders will also be bringing their food truck. So it's absolutely a true drive-in experience. Absolutely.
I'm telling you. So you have today, folks, and tomorrow, perhaps, to get your pass, because those passes are going so quickly. Who would have thought? Just the other day, we started talking about this, and it's almost fully subscribed. But get your pass, walk up, drive up to the NCF at West Terrace, and collect your pass so that you are admitted into the drive-in movie night on Saturday beginning at 6 in the evening. Doors will open at 5 o'clock. They will be ushered in and you'll be parked very safely. Make sure you have your FM stations tuned to the transmission that they're having there on location. Get your gourmet popcorn, bar cutters, everything, and bring the family and come and really enjoy an evening of great talent showcasing some beautiful films produced by Barbadians. You said there are 8 of them, 8 films?
Well, in one category, but we also had a film competition in which people entered documentaries, narrative fiction, and music videos. So there'll be a mixture of films.
Nice.
So for those of you who thought we were going to be showing Wakanda Forever, no, it's Barbadian film, Barbadian on the celluloid.
Indeed so. So then, if it's going to start at 6 o'clock, we're going to be there for about, what, couple hours or 3 hours or so?
Couple hours.
All right, good. So we're going to have a wonderful evening.
Like a drive-in. We're not keeping you there all night. No.
Yeah. So come and enjoy this all. Indeed so. Yes. Annette, thank you so much. All the best. I'm so glad we have so many wonderful practitioners in the art of film who are putting out some wonderful creativity. And I can't wait to see it on Saturday beginning at 6 o'clock in the car park of the NCF. Remember, folks, you head over to the NCF as I speak. As soon as possible, line up. When the doors open at 8, you want your pass. You want your pass. So get in there to the drive-in movie night this Saturday beginning at 6 in the evening. Thank you so much, Annette.
Happy Independence, Barbados.
Likewise. Thank you very much indeed. So NIFCA is on, NIFCA in film. You see it in the movie night at the NCF this Saturday. It's up to you now to go get your pass, and it's up to you to get there. And as Annette said, if your car doesn't have FM, get another one. Come down in your numbers, pack up the whole family, pack everyone in. Bring the children, because they too need to be exposed to all of the creativity so they can see for themselves what else is so good and beautiful about what's possible on Barbados as well. Shall we take the break, or do I go on continue indeed? And don't forget, folks, we'll come up later on with an opportunity for you to win something from the Barbados Accreditation Council. We're coming back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up.
Morning Barbados will be coming to your parish live every Friday until November. Stay tuned from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. to see which parish we're in. Join us for it all.
Good morning, morning Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up, morning to you.
Come on, you family, make some noise. Are you ready?
Q in the Community is on every Thursday in a community near you.
Q in the Community is well and alive.
Come on down and, have a line with all of me. The more mature folk come to dance, to sing.
Keep the bones smooth.
Q in the Community is your place to meet friends, to socialize, and just to be you.
Yes, come on down and take in the karaoke.
Whether you're coming from north, south, east, or west, we have a bus for you.
Q in the Community.
Stay tuned to Q100.7 FM to find out where we will be next, and follow us on Facebook. Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
While you go about your
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
you're asking yourself this morning, so tempted to touch, where was this? This was in Golden Square Freedom Park. That's all part of the NIFCA's Music in the Square, all part of it, indeed hosted by the National Cultural Foundation. Joining us again this morning to tell us what we can expect tomorrow is Kevin Moore, who is the Cultural Officer for Music Education, and Aisha Butcher, who is the Cultural Officer for Music Organization. Good morning, both of you.
Good morning.
Lord, we are almost down to the end and we don't want it to stop. But we're just hours away from tomorrow's Music in the Square at Golden Square Freedom Park. Are we ready, Kevin?
Yes, we are. We are very much ready. We have an exciting show prepared. Everyone is rehearsed, doing the technical rehearsal today, and tomorrow we'll be ready to show up and show out.
Show up and show out. So who's showing up to show out tomorrow?
For sure, you'll get Calvary Moravian Steel Pan Group, which comes from Calvary Moravian Church. We have the Ignatius Bay Primary School Choir. We have the All Saints Primary School Choir. We also have St. Larry's Boys School Pop Band. We have students from Dayton Griffith. We have students from Barbados Community College. We have Harmony Haynes and Drianka Duggan. There's Kimani Jokes on saxophone as well. Vauxhall Primary, Lester Vaughan School, and Grant Adams School. There's an amazing package prepared for tomorrow.
So Aisha, as Cultural Officer for Organization, all's organized?
Yes, it definitely is. As Kevin would have said, we had our band rehearsal yesterday with all the vocalists and instrumentalists. Today, we move into the space in Golden Square Freedom Park, where we'll see it on stage for the first time. For some of them, this is their first time doing this. It has been a while, so everything is on stream for tomorrow night. Lovely performance in Golden Square.
So how do you get those young people, to be able to be so confident on stage? You see them there, you think, oh my gosh, if I was that young, I don't think I could. But you see them up there confidently presenting themselves. How do we do that? How do you do that?
It's a combination of many things. Some persons are born with it. Other persons it is a developmental process. So we definitely have to give props to the music teachers, whether it be in the public, private areas that have worked with them, from some of them as young as 3, some in terms of vocalists. They have some who've been playing from 6 years old, instrumentalists, and then a lot of our organizations that come together and make sure that the children get what they need so that when they come to present, they are well rehearsed and also ready to connect and share their gifts.
Kevin, as we're seeing people being able to sit at tables and benches and just enjoy the youth on stage. But I'm just only seeing young people's faces on stage. I'm told too that the MCs are quite young.
Yes, please. We have a young MC program happening, and it just came out of the necessity to have young people on stage introducing young people. Yes. Basically, and we have Zara Clark, who's 9 years old, a student of Wills Primary School. We have Eliza Jane McCarthy, who is 13 years old, and she's a student of Queen's College. We have Davari Springer, who recently joined us. He's a student of Harrison College, 15 years old. And we have Antoine Holder, former student of Aline School, years old. I'm very excited, all very interested in preparing and introducing and interacting with the crowd, interacting with the public.
Nice. They're not afraid. This cadre of young people today are fearless, and that is what is so beautiful about the Music in the Square. All young people on stage, us older people, we're in the audience, and we're watching them just be their best selves. And that is what it's about, giving support to our young people and their creativity as well. So that's what Music in the Square is about. The time again, what times can we expect to be there?
We start at 4 p.m. So the event starts at 4 p.m. So if you finish work around 3 or so, come down to Golden Square. If you finish around 4:30, just East Cross when you finish. We start at 4 and we go into the early evening. So around 6:37, we're coming close to our completion of the program.
And as Father Fox would say, if you see me ducking, don't tell the boss you're not there. You're there because you just want to be there. And Golden Square is right across from what is now the Granville Williams bus terminal. It's Fairchild Street bus terminal as you know it. And it's a wonderful location for you to just come, relax, recline, and enjoy great creativity in a variety of expressions. So once again, Kevin, remind us who's going to be on stage tomorrow.
Right. So tomorrow we have Steve Pan from Calvary Moravian. We have choirs, which would be Ignatius Bayer Choir. We have Vauxhall Primary School Choir. We have Lester Vaughan School Choir, Grant Adams School Choir. We have vocalists, Dreanne Kadug and Joshua Osborne, Harmony Haynes. We have instrumentalists, Makayo Carter, Trishna Haynes, Kimani Jilts. We have St. Leonard School Pop Band. We have students from Dayton Griffith School performing, students from Harrison College performing. We have students from many of the schools. It is a lovely show prepared for tomorrow.
Yeah. From 4 o'clock in the afternoon, absolutely free. If you have to catch the bus, then you're within vicinity of the bus terminals, both of them, all of them, literally. And so bring the whole family down tomorrow. Let's support our people, our young people, indeed, in NIFCA, which is back. NIFCA taking now music to the square tomorrow from 4 in the afternoon. As early as possible, take up your vantage point because I know they come in their hundreds and they crowd the area. So if you really want to have that perfect spot, look at that. Look at the energy you get while you're there. People just truly enjoying themselves indeed in that beautiful location, Freedom Park, Golden Square. Golden Square, Freedom Park. Thank you so much, Kevin Moore and Aisha Butcher, for joining us. Best of luck with the future endeavors and, you know, keep us posted on what's next in the whole series.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome indeed. Morning Barbados continues in just a moment.
On the stage, see the place shell down. So put on your dancing shoes and if you let loose, show the world the culture and move. Back with variety, sweet poetry, visual artists and food. So come show your art, boy, in some awards, boy. NIFCA is for all, be just to jump up on top the people's stage and just show off. Come let me show off. Come let me show off. NIFCA belong to all of we. Come let me show off. Come now let me show off. Come let me show off.
Before you click, Patrons, think before you click. Don't forget now, before you spread wrong information. Think before you click, just stop and think. Think before you click, BBS. Think before you the source of the information. Think before you click. When friends send news to your phone, check the source or leave it alone. Cause people creating fake news to deceive you and confuse. Alright yo, accident broadcast on WhatsApp. Check yourself, don't forward that. Have respect for the victim's family. You would not share family like that. Think before you click. Agents, think before you click. Don't forget now, before you spread wrong information. Think before you click. Just stop and think before you click. Think before you click. If you can't confirm the source of the information, think before you click.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
19 minutes now to go to the hour of 8 o'clock this Thursday morning indeed. And you know, on a Thursday we have to have some young people who showcase their excellence. And so one of them comes from Africa. The Hay Ambassador for Africa is Huyame Hakmi, joining us now. Good morning to you, Huyame.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How do you do?
I'm doing very well. I'm at Challenger to attend the COP27, and I'm doing very well that we have the opportunity as you to participate in the negotiations.
So what are some of the successes you see coming out of COP27?
Well, that would be a hard question because normally this COP27 is supposed to be a COP for implementation. So this COP normally we need to move from the negotiations to the implementation. I have noticed let's say an amelioration in the commitment of the different delegation from last year in Glasgow to this year. And I really hope that following this COP we're going to act.
Last year you presented what you called the Green Charter. What is the Green Charter and what was its reception?
So basically the Green Charter was elaborated following a meeting with international research, and the charter will be signed by the president of the African universities, so they will be committed in the fight against climate change. So the idea is to build this network between African universities to build a strong ecosystem based on finance, on education, on 5 different areas and pillars, let's say. And so the idea is that, like, as African, the universities, they play an important role, and the youth, they play an important role. So we need to unify our work. We need to help each other to, first of all, turn our campuses, our universities into sustainable ones, and then prepare the youth so they will be sustainable in their daily lives. And we hope maybe following this, there will be no more than chaos, because now 27 years and we are still stuck at the same negotiations, and we really hope that we're going to move and find solutions and start feeling the urgency of the climate crisis.
You see, in your study you're doing your doctorate at the moment, and in all of that you're pursuing what you call to be the political challenges of climate change. What do you mean when you say the political challenges of climate change?
So basically, to explain more the topic of my thesis, now I'm working on the conflicts in the continent the African continent, sorry. And the idea is that when we have a conflict, when and where we want to manage it, we aim the notion of negative peace, which means we just want to stop the war. We need just to stop killing people. That's all. But normally, when we see the reasons of the civil wars that are going in Africa, they are the natural resources. And because of climate change, these natural resources, they are affected. So while managing these conflicts, we need to aim the positive notion of peace, which means it's not only about stopping the war, but it's also to work on sustainable development, to develop those countries that have been impacted by the civil war, to work to preserve the environment, because if we don't have natural resources, if we don't preserve them, if we don't get into a solution to know how to manage them, that means more civil wars that would lead to interstate conflicts, not only intrastate conflicts. So that's the topic.
Right, those are the kind of political challenges and solutions that you see. Part of which is that you've now been also able to organize what you call the Union of Young Leaders. What's been the reception to that? How many young leaders do you have working with you to be able to arrest some of the what you consider to be the SDGs?
Okay, so we'll just like explain how it was first created. I mean, when I moved to live in the east of my country, which is Morocco, there have been no NGOs, no center for the youth. And here we had the idea that we need a center to start mobilizing the youth, because after conducting a survey, we saw that like only 12% have heard what are the SDGs, and only 3% know exactly what do they stand for. So I felt that raising awareness is super important. So I have created this first NGO, which is the Union of Young Leaders. I will be giving you statistics in Morocco. When it comes to the African continent, we still have not updated our statistics. So for Morocco, it's more than 5,000 youth who have participated in our events. In Africa, we have a lot of African from different from all the regions, from South Africa, from Kenya, from Benin, from Zambia, from Sudan, from South Sudan. I don't have the statistics, but they are going up, and we are real proud of it, because finally we can feel that the youth now they became more committed, and this commitment was very seen during COP27, because it's in the first time in the history of the Conference of Parties we had a pavilion of children, of youth, which was very, very, very successful, and we hope that we're going to during the next COPs.
So there are successes to be met along the way. And when we say SDGs, by the way, folks, we're talking about Sustainable Development Goals, of which there's 17. And so your Union of Young Leaders are coming together really to be able to agitate to see those attainment of those goals. As I listen to you and I think, oh my goodness, climate change in itself can be for a lot of people quite depressing. What keeps you positive?
Well, what keeps me positive? I mean, I do feel the urgency of climate crisis. I know what's happening, and given that now I come to, for instance, to the international negotiations as the COPs and the UNSP, the United Nations subsidiary bodies, I'm coming with the government of Morocco, which means more or less I'm given some sort of power. So basically, I can talk with the delegates. I may influence them. So I feel that maybe I have this little power that I can advocate for the agenda of youth. And once I'm going to earn the trust of my government, I will be a party delegate, which means I will be able to negotiate in the name of my government. And then for sure, this would lead to more advocacy for climate change. And I believe that when it comes to climate change, it's of course an issue that should be managed urgently, but still, it's all about interests, and political negotiations play a crucial role in this. And given that I'm studying political science, I believe that maybe I will fight for it, actually, to have power in the decision making. So I would advocate for what is best for our future, for our planet.
You simply want to be a part of the change. You want to be a part of the process as well, which is quite good. While sitting in the room at COP26, COP27, and you're interacting now with world leaders, they're all there. How does that make you feel? Were you scared? Were you empowered? And what were some of the things that they're saying to you when you take your message forward?
Well, at first I was super scared. I'm like, when there's a president leader just passing by, or when I'm saying hi to a president, I'm like, wow, I don't believe myself. But then, more or less, we got used to it. So, after the third time I've seen a very important person, a president or the Secretary General, I'm like, hello, my name is, I do present myself, and then I start talking about the different project we're leading, and I start talking about for instance, it depends. So if it's, I will be giving an example. So if it's someone from the United Nations FCCC, I will be asking them to invite the government to bring more youth, because following the discussion we have with different youth, they are struggling with the government to get badges just to participate, not only to negotiate, but only to participate. It's a big struggle to get the badge. without talking about it. And when it comes to the president of countries, it depends. So we can just like go and talk about like the country and maybe say it's very good what we're doing, but please, we have this group of you that needs your support. So we get the chance to link both of them. And then if it's someone high level from Morocco, for instance, given I come from Morocco, we pitch our idea, which aims to, for instance, create a council of youth negotiators, so we'll be able to have more power. So, like in sum, it's the opportunity to ask for more support for the youth, because like for the other ways, it's a bit hard. It's going to take a long time to arrive there. But once we meet those persons, they are in power. So once we have them like in our side, it will be easier to advocate for our demands.
Now, you live in Morocco. I am from a small island developing states. I'm from little Barbados across the space, and we are just 166 square miles. So naturally, the whole thrust at COP26 and COP27 was the voice of the small island developing states about the need for some kind of financing to help us mitigate against the climate change and the climate crises. Did you hear that, and did you feel it while attending the COP26 and 27?
Yes, of course, especially amongst the youth. There is something incredibly going, which comes in our like youth groups. We have a representation from all all over the world, even the small islands like such as Barbados, as Haiti, and etc. And those talks, I heard them speaking about it like many times, but not only in the youth pavilion, because I have the chance to assist to the negotiations of the different areas, for instance, loss damage, Article 6, finance, etc. And there have been like a number of delegations who have been also talking about the rights of the small islands and their representations, and also the struggle to make their voice heard, not only heard, but also like a good decision-making process. But still, we hear about them, but when it comes to the implementation, I don't know yet. We really hope that there's going to be an implementation.
We hope you can help us get that happening as well through your Union of Young Leaders and through your agitation as well. Huyame Hakmi, we're so proud of you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We want to salute you indeed from across the globe, talking to us there from, you are in Morocco, or are you still in Egypt?
No, I'm still in Egypt. So tomorrow is the last day of COP. So I really want to go and see how the COP's going to end, and then I will go back to Morocco.
All right. Well, pleasure talking to you this morning. All the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Likewise. What a lovely young lady there from Morocco attending COP26, as she has her Union of Young Leaders agitating for political changes in facing the political challenges of climate change and climate crisis. We're going to take a break here. We're coming back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up.
Morning Barbados will be coming to your parish live every Friday until November. Stay tuned from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. to see which parish we're in. Join us for it all.
Good morning, morning Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up, morning to you.
Come on, you family, make some noise. Are you ready?
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
6 minutes now to the hour of 8 o'clock. Time for a little quick giveaway. Why? Because, as you do recall, next Wednesday, the 23rd, is the day on which the Barbados Accreditation Council, in association with their partner, the National Transformation Initiative, is hosting a virtual open day from 10 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. Number of speakers and a number of booths and opportunities for you to know what agencies are accredited and how you can engage with those agencies as well. But you need to go quickly and register for free to the website bac.gov.bb, register today. Continue to follow them on Facebook and on Instagram. And if you also, in registering, want to have that opportunity to win that UE Open Campus free short course scholarship, then you have until tomorrow. All registrations up until tomorrow, the 18th, you have a chance to win that free short course from UWI Open Campus and the Barbados Accreditation Council, all at the Virtual Expo. All you need to do is to register before tomorrow, and it's as simple as that. You get that opportunity. Remember to go to the website bac.gov.bb and register. This is not just for children, it's also for adults. It's for all of us, any of us indeed, to see what's out there. As they continue to mark their 18th anniversary, the Barbados Accreditation Council today wants to give one of you a chance to win a goodie bag, indeed, and it's really quite simple. Now, the question for you to answer for me this morning, and by answering you have to call me on 228-5562 or 228-5563. The question is, how many skills categories are there that would allow a CARICOM skilled national to qualify and be eligible for the CARICOM skills certificate? So how many skills categories are there that would allow a CARICOM skilled national to qualify and be eligible for the CARICOM skills certificate? Do you know the number of categories, skills categories? Marcus said it to us during the week. Marcus said it to us last week as well. 228-5562 or 228-5563. You may have already gone to their website, bac.gov.bb, to see for yourself the number of categories, skills categories that make you eligible as a CARICOM skilled national to qualify and be eligible for the CARICOM skills certificate. And it's as simple as all of that. Download the form, fill it in, send it back. You just pay a small fee, and once they have finished the process within a few days, you have your CARICOM skills certificate to move throughout CARICOM, to live and work, to ply your trade. But how many skills categories are there where you can be eligible? Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Do you have an answer for me?
Yes, please.
What is the answer?
I was still at 9.
You would say 9?
Yeah.
I would say wrong. Thank you for trying. 228-5562 or 228-5563. The question is right there. You get a chance to win a goodie bag this morning, all part of their big giveaway for their 18th anniversary, the Barbados Accreditation Council. How many skills categories are there that would allow a CARICOM skilled national to qualify and be eligible for the CARICOM skills certificate? That information is on their website. It's at bac.gov.bb. That's the website. See if you can figure it out fast. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are
Good.
you?
Oh, I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. How old are you?
I'm 9.
You're 9. I'm 19. Don't respond. And do you think you have an answer for me?
Yes, please.
What is the answer?
Is it 8?
No, that's not right either, but thank you for trying, okay? Thank you so much indeed. No, it's not 8. It is greater than 8. It is greater than 9. How many skills categories are there that would allow a CARICOM skilled national to qualify and be eligible for the CARICOM skills certificate? It's greater than 9. 228-5562 or 228-55. You want this or you don't want it? It's a goodie bag containing all delightful things. Good morning. Hello.
Hi, good morning, Pearson.
Hi, quickly, what's your answer?
10.
10 is greater than 9, but that's not right either. But thank you for trying. Y'all are getting closer though. You're getting much closer. 228-55 quickly. 228-5562, 228-5563. It's greater than 9, greater than 10. How many more can you add to that quickly to let me know the number of skills certificates categories of eligible? Let's see. Good morning. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, what's your answer?
Is it about 24?
Ah, no, you've gone too far. No, that's too far. Come, please. Come quickly. I want to give this to you. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning, Pearson.
Hi, what's the answer?
12?
Yes. Thank you, Jesus. We got a correct respondent. 12 is absolutely right. Stay on the phone. That's a good guess, though. Stay on the phone. We'll give you some more. We'll take some more details from you. Well done. 12. There are 12 skills categories. If you don't know, go today to the website bac.gov.bb. Check it out. See if you can qualify for that skill certificate. Sign up, get your skill certificate, and go. Just go and live and work somewhere within the CARICOM region. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us. For the crew, to all of you, we'll see you tomorrow, live from St. Philip. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you.